Welcome to League of DC, a This Week in DCU talk with the fandom. I'm your host, Taladia Plays. Welcome to the channel. We're going to be joined by a co host. Firstly, you guys know him as Comics League. I know him as Jared. Let's introduce him. Welcome aboard.
God damn, I love that intro.
Yes, and he brings the heat in J Heat. That is J Heat 75.
Hello there.
General
Hello.
Kenobi!
Welcome.
It's the first time I'm doing that.
Well, here I am. Welcome,
Apparently,
Batman.
the Justice League watches our streams, so...
And
Yeah.
making his DC Talks with DCU debut, my brother, Kid Takeoff.
Yo,
Okay, take off. Welcome aboard, and we will get you a stream link so you can hop in. You can that way it'd be a lot easier to communicate with us. Hey Lawrence, hey the Batman, welcome on in. Welcome
What's
on.
up, Lawrence?
We got a lot to cover today, so let's kick things off, shall we? With Man of Steel 2 cancellation. Well,
It's not canceled.
not cancelled, but Man of Steel 2 esque. We got to talk about it because there's been an article done by the Hollywood Reporter, and it was done by the Wrap, and it was done by various other companies, where they talked about Man of Steel 2 and the fact that essentially that there was a Man of Steel 2 happening, and it was gonna have Andy Muschietti gonna direct it. He was gonna try and direct it, and
Okay.
we were gonna have the Peaky Blinders writer to do the writing. How do you guys
Okay.
feel about that? But it didn't go
Very
through.
interesting. Very interesting.
I think you could do a good job with it.
But I will say I kind of hate Wonder Woman got the weakest out of the three, but from what I've seen and from what I've heard off social media, apparently Patty Jenkins's pitch for Wonder Woman 3 was not that good.
Can she just let Steve Trevor die?
We will get to Wonder Woman 3
Yeah.
in a bit, but this is about Superman, baby.
Heck yeah.
The franchise as a whole. The guy that built DC. The guy who basically made DC to what it is today, guys. But I want to hear from you guys in the chat. What do you guys think about this Man of Steel 2 situation? Now they're looking for a new director and looking for a writer, new direction they're going to go with. Obviously, they're still going to have Henry Cavill. That's a given, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Some people are saying, "Oh, Cavill is not back." By the way, I'm
Mm-mm.
wearing my Superman T-shirt. Let me just start.
I have a Jim Lee Justice League T-shirt.
Yeah, I got my Superman T-shirt, but
with the logo right there. Just
yeah,
right there.
I got my Superman T-shirt on for the good luck, Man of Steel vibes, and yeah, Lawrence is saying, "What's up to the Batman?" Of course, that is awesome to see you guys interacting. But I want to hear, like, what do you guys think? Like, what direction should they go now? If they're gonna use Henry Cavill's situation, like, do you think they should go back that dark and gritty Christopher Nolan vibe, or do you think they should go
No, the
to-
plan was they were always going to go more toward the hopeful. Now here's the thing. They can balance it and go, okay, so we want more hopeful. We don't want BVS hopeful. I think the proper part of hopeful would probably Zack Snyder's Justice League, because at that point it was kind of darkish, but still had that hope tinge, particularly with Superman, because he's beyond at that point. He's more like firm in who he is, essentially. So at that point, I don't think it's necessary to go to revert the character back to that dark and gritty tone. And that was never Zack's plan.
Agreed.
A lot of that was studio interference. I feel like now that the Hamada, Sarnoff, a lot of the other executives are out the window.
We call them the clown table. We call them the clown table because they are clowns, a bunch of clowns that try to derail
They're the chuckle
DC. They derailed DC in such a bad way that
be that as it may, I feel like the next solid direction would either be a Supergirl introduction and have Brainiac be the villain, or a direct follow-up from Man of Steel 1 with I don't think she was his wife, but what was his female companion's name?
Faora.
Faora. Okay, and get like Parasite somewhere and have her team team up with Parasite, something along those lines.
I think that Zach said the plan for Man of Steel 2 again was that Feyora was going to return because she's just in the Phantom Zone. It's not like she's dead.
No, she isn't. No. So, and Lawrence Fury says, I feel like Zack Snyder will be involved in Man of Steel 2. Now, that's an interesting thing to say, but that could be the case, but I don't think he'll be involved because of the Netflix deal he's got going on right
But
now.
what you guys have to understand is that let James Gunn build the universe first, because you don't want them to bring Zack Snyder back and then the whole thing collapses. Let him build a healthy. Yes, let them build a healthy universe first, and then it's first off, it's more likely, and second off, it's more like it's easier for Zack to come in and create if he's dealing with a healthy universe of characters.
Agreed. But I think what they really need to kick off things off with, it needs to be Superman. Hands down, the character Superman has to be the forefront for the next 5 years for the DCU slate.
Every bit.
He has to be the center to make up for the past 10 years since we got a Superman movie.
Yeah, he has to be the forefront of it, and I don't care what the people say, but it has to be done. Man of Steel 2, and it has to be with Henry Cavill.
Because we've gotten so many Batman movies, you kind of don't really need a Batman origin movie.
We don't need Batman origin movies. We don't need the boring The Batman. We do not need that at all.
You thought the Batman was boring?
It was too long. Oh my gosh.
They drug it out.
Exactly. They dragged it out way
Yeah.
too long. It was entertaining when stuff actually happened. Let me put it that way.
Yeah. I fell asleep. I watched it. Would you believe I watched it again the other night, and I fell asleep again halfway through the film.
Wow. Oh, jeez.
Look, I have to say, all-time favorite Batman is Christian Bale.
Oh, okay. That's
a solid choice.
Solid choice.
And then I'll have to say Ben Affleck. He plays a good one. Yeah. But I have to say Christian Bale, bro. I mean, 3 movies, they were all so well executed.
Not the third one.
Not the third one, but
we had a discussion about this on the show.
I fell asleep during the third one, honestly.
Lawrence,
watch the third one. It goes off the rails. Yeah, but in the main universe, there's only one Batman.
In the main continuity, there's one Batman, but we'll be talking about Batman a little bit later because there's something very important to discuss.
Yeah.
The Batman was solid, but there was nothing memorable or extraordinary.
Exactly, Dave.
Exactly, Dave. Thanks for coming in.
Wait, but wait, it was a fantastic Batman movie. Except here's the thing: if stuff out, what does it say that Zack Snyder's Justice League, the 4-hour cut, feels shorter than the Batman?
Exactly. I mean, the Batman didn't for me. It just didn't feel right.
If you cut it down by an hour and a half, you still get the major story beats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if they did what they did with Justice League, I know you can't use that clip here.
Ah, damn it! I was about to move. I was moving my mouse toward that direction. Why'd you? I'll tell you what. I'll do it. Why did you say that name?
So, because it felt like Justice League, in all honesty, because
Joss Whedon's Batman.
Yeah, in all honesty. Repeat movie of the Dark Knight trilogy. Yeah, I'm guessing that's what the Batman will be. Sorry, the Batman.
Do you think we're ever going to get a Justice League 2?
Yes.
That's on the on the cards.
Definitely.
But they have to flesh out Man of Steel 2, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman. But the forefront, the main center has to be Man of Steel 2. They have to get that out there first for the public eye, and they have to get Henry Cavill back on the
Would
big
you think
screen.
it's too soon to carry Supergirl into the mainstream? Because she has gotten some traction from the CW shows.
No, not at all.
No,
because here's the good part about the way they have it now. She's being introduced in the Flash, which is already being introduced in the main movie.
But do you really think Melissa Botness will want to actually start making movies with the DC universe?
She's not playing Supergirl.
Remember, she played Supergirl on what was CW or Netflix?
Yeah, but they already have an actress cast.
But we already have an actress Supergirl. But that was part of the Flash movie, which got delayed. Then the Ezra Miller controversy. As far as we know, she's still casted for the role. As far as we know,
Melissa Benoist is only the CW verse, and that's it.
She was decent though.
She
played a decent Supergirl.
Better than
He played
Supergirl in the '90s. I'll give it that.
We gotta watch that for movie night.
You guys have to, not me. So I'll say this, right? When it comes down to Sasha Care's Supergirl, it's a new iteration of it because Melissa Benoist has done an arc. She's said that she's done with the character now, and she wants to move into producing and directing roles, type of thing. That's what she wants to do. So that's why we're not going to get Supergirl back on the CW, and pretty much that's why we're getting Supergirl in the films side of things and not in the TV side.
Quick side note from CW, then we'll drop it. How do you feel about Grant Gustin's Flash?
Okay,
Bro, I'll start with you.
What's up?
How do you feel about Grant Gustin from the Flash?
with CW versus,
I didn't really watch majority of the Flash.
I feel you.
I think he's piss poor. I'm gonna say it.
Lawrence says, "I'm sorry, I dislike the Supergirl shows."
Can't say I blame him.
No,
I would
that's
say
totally
the
fine.
last
That's
CW
fine.
show that I kind of like bench watched was Green Arrow.
Green Arrow was good. Fell off the cliff in season 4.
It
Had
did.
a bit of a redemption in season 6.
Yeah, I witnessed that myself.
So
like,
the Batman. To answer that question, we don't know what CW. Well, we do know a couple of them: Stargirl and Flash.
Superman and Lois. Didn't Superman and Lois
50
get confirmed to be canceled?
Not yet. It's 50-50.
Okay.
No, he's not. He's not
Bat Dan thoughts. Welcome on in, mate. Welcome, Bat Dan. What's up? Grant Gustin's highly overrated. His fans have ruined him for me.
The worst are the people that want him to replace Ezra, and I'm like, you can't take the movie actor and put him in there. Just because he plays well at that, it doesn't mean it. Look this way, he has to have chemistry with the other Justice League members, and Ezra kind of does.
Yeah.
Now they're going to replace them, which that's fine.
That's a weird statement to say.
Well, no, what I mean is that if he's going to be in a Justice League movie, Grant has to have chemistry with like Gal Gadot, Ben Affleck, and Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah, I said that, and Henry Cavill. But granted, his Flash has never interacted with them. But I'm just saying, until I see that, I can't say that he shouldn't be in the movie Flash.
The only thing is, right, what the WBD will probably do is recast Ezra Miller anyway, because they know the situation with the Flash. They'll let the Flash movie run, and then they'll recast, and you'll have a different Flash, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, right? I'll say it. Grant Gustin felt more like Wally West than Barry.
Yes. This comment, yes.
Thank you, Lawrence. See, there you go. That's why he has to, because he's gonna be in the Justice League movie.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have made no sense. It would make no sense to have Grant Gustin in the DCU.
But Ezra Miller is gonna get recasted anyway. So
I mean, but they can't use Grant Gustin in the DCU films because he's already been cast as the Flash in the CW TV show. And pretty much, if they put him onto the movies, it'd be too confusing for the general audience.
Mm-hmm.
So, but by the time we get Justice League 2, depending on whether or not Zack Snyder's on it, Flash's 9th season would have already wrapped up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, even though it's wrapped up, don't forget, some of the CW actors don't tend to go to the big movie side, especially if you think about it. Grant Gustin, I don't see him being a movie guy. Movie star. I don't see him. I see him sticking to TV, if anything.
I don't think Warner Brothers wants to bring in the TV actors, because if they did, they would have just taken Benoist and said, "You're playing the movie Supergirl now."
Yes, Grant Gustin and Ezra felt way more like Wally West and Barry Allen.
That's because DC likes Wally more. They've always liked Wally more, and when they do Barry, they make him look and act like Wally.
Yeah. So, bring it back to Man of Steel 2, though. I want to ask you guys. Well, I want to ask your brother this.
Yeah.
What villains, what story, comic book story would you like to see them adapt?
Well, I don't know if it was actually based on a particular comic, but the animated movie Superman, Man of Tomorrow actually had a good trifecta with Superman, Lobo, and Martian Manhunter versus Parasite. So something similar to that would be solid.
Yeah, Batman. But what about your brother? What does your brother think? What Superman comic would he like to see in a movie? And Jared, Jay, send your brother a link so you can hop in here.
Okay, I'll go ahead and send that to him.
So he can
say
chat.
I didn't really catch up on a lot. Like I'm more of a Marvel.
And Batman Thoughts, while we wait for a thing, Batman Thoughts says the Batman, it all depends on how Ezra does, following the current path they're on. Yes. Agreed, Batman. And guys, I will be getting you guys on towards the end of the stream. You guys will have your 5 to 10 minutes of fame on the channel, getting you guys on, and you get to talk about DC with us.
Email to you.
So yeah, and we'll make sure you guys have a really good time talking about DC. But yeah, while we wait for your
email to you, and you just
while we wait for your brother, let's quickly Jared.
What's up?
Yeah, I was going to talk to you. Right. In Man of Steel 2, if they are going to do Brainiac, what story would you like to see them adapt?
Well, they could do just the one that Jeff Johns and Gary Frank did, but what I could see them doing is so Supergirl leaves Krypton.
Yeah.
And she is waylaid by Brainiac. He puts her in because she's in stasis, and then Brainiac hears about, and then it cuts to the modern day. Brainiac is like scouting out Earth. He sees Superman, and then he goes, "Okay, so this guy's really powerful. But I do have a Kryptonian of my own." So he mind controls Supergirl, and then uses her as sort of like secret weapon against Superman, and then obviously Clark and Kara end up teaming up and fighting Brainiac.
For me personally, I think Superman Unbound or Superman Brainiac is a good option. But also at the same time, they could do. Let's add your brother in. Welcome in. Have you got headphones?
There you go.
There we go. Anyway.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as you both got headphones, that's fine. As I was saying, for me, I think Superman Brainiac would be a really good story to tell, but I also want to think the Injustice story. Injustice 2, the Injustice 2 beginning, just the beginning bit, how Superman's Brainiac, how his involvement with Krypton.
And that's okay.
They could retcon it like he was responsible for destabilizing Krypton's core, because they kind of have dealt with it in Man of Steel 1, how Krypton exploded, they started ravaging their own core, and they could always retcon it that was the last straw that really blew up the planet.
Yes, agreed. And KYD, welcome on in, welcome abroad. Okay, so feel free. Do you read Superman comics?
I didn't read much of them. I was more of a Marvel kind of comic
Marvel
guy.
fan?
Oh,
yeah.
Marvel fan? Oh boy.
I have so many Marvel comic posters on my wall, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I see it. All right, so let's talk about the next topic, which is Wonder Woman 3 cancellation.
Yes, we got on this topic.
In its current form.
In its current form, by the way, guys. But I had to title this Wonder Woman 3 cancelled because it was going to be done by Patty Jenkins, but no longer is going to be done by Patty Jenkins.
Thank God.
Dave says,
yes. Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. Hell yes, because that way you could have Ben Affleck's Batman talking down to Darkseid.
Yo, Super Bro Corey, welcome on in. Welcome on in. We got room for you. Spot's always open for you. I've sent you the link in your Twitter DMs. Isn't that good news? Is Patty Jenkins?
The Wonder Woman stuff.
Oh, the Wonder Woman stuff. Possibly, yeah.
Hearing the plot, yeah, I think we dodged the bullet on that one.
Now, I did see something from Deadline. I don't know if this was ever confirmed as Patty's plan, but I did see where it was going to be Steve Trevor brought back again by a Lazarus pit.
That's fake. All that stuff is just someone just tweeting stuff because I've seen the same thing. She got fired on Rogue Squadron because she kept trying to cast Chris Pine.
I think I think
Yeah.
what I think what it is when it comes down to it, Patty Jenkins doesn't know how to keep Steve Trevor out of the limelight.
And she doesn't know Wonder Woman ultimately. The only reason why Wonder Woman 1 was good is because she had the influence of Snyder.
Yeah, and Snyder knew who Wonder Woman
And
was.
she had two co-writers who could carry the
Who
flow.
she fired afterwards so she could write 1984 herself.
Yes.
Yes,
Take all the credit.
and now she's fired. Well, no, not fired. She actually left the project on her own free will, and
quote unquote.
quote unquote, and that makes me think that the next Wonder Woman film, obviously, will star Gal Gadot. That's a given now. Um, who would you guys like to see direct Wonder Woman 3?
Who did the
The
Northman?
director that directed or produced in game.
The Russo brothers.
Russo
Yes.
Brothers?
I could see that.
I can see that.
Now this one might
Or-
be a hot topic. Quentin Tarantino in the Kill Bill.
No.
It'll be just shots of Wonder Woman's feet the entire time.
Right.
Yeah.
But you got to think if you have the one that the brothers produce it,
Russo brothers.
Russo
I
Brothers.
can that would kill.
Russo Brothers can actually make a really good Wonder Woman film, not gonna lie, because even though they were Marvel directors, because they've done Captain America before, they have
And they did Black Widow.
and well,
They did not direct a Black Widow though.
they're
Oh,
not
they didn't.
director.
How
I know they had a
about
partner.
Lawrence
All right,
says,
Lawrence, I
no.
deserve
how
that.
about Chloe,
I deserve that.
how about Chloe Zhao?
Chloe Zhao.
She did Eternals.
Oh, that was a good movie.
Oh, I thought for someone really good though.
Who?
Christopher McQuarrie,
He
the guy who did Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible, yeah.
Good choice.
And
Good
Lawrence,
choice.
why can't only female directors do a Wonder Woman movie? That's what I want to know.
That's sexist.
A success. Hey, we got Snyder Queen.
Hey! Hey!
Snyder Queen. Saying
Where's
Russo
my
for
Superman and Wonder Woman clip?
Snyder Queen is like, no way for Russo Brothers for Wonder Woman 3. She goes,
Because she's explaining it.
Okay.
Okay.
we'll wait for your
That's the
explanation.
thing. I do agree with her on the point that just because a Marvel director is a good director with Marvel characters doesn't mean they're going to be good with DC characters.
True.
I think Christopher McQuarrie could do a good
He
job.
could do it, but let me put it this way: the argument that he did well at Marvel, he must do well at DC, is how he got Bendis' Superman run.
Oh, hit.
Oh.
What did she do?
Okay, I got another one for y'all.
Go on.
Jaime Collet Serra, the director of Black Adam.
With a good script.
With a good script, that could
It
work.
depends.
Black Adam was well directed.
Well directed.
Well directed, but like I said, it
The
has-
script, the story was subpar, let's say.
yeah. Story was
I would say he might can make a decent Wonder Woman 3.
Oh, actually, so the director that Snyder Queen brought up, actually directed The Old Guard, and I enjoyed that movie. I think she could do it. But like this way, it doesn't have to only be a female director doing Wonder Woman. The same way it doesn't always have to be female comic book writers that write Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Because all that does is create a double standard and limit creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I think who'd be really good producer role?
Zack Snyder.
No, not Zack Snyder for Wonder Woman 3. You must be joking. I would say either Christopher Nolan or Deborah Snyder.
Ooh.
I would like to see a Wonder Woman movie with a little Nolan influence. It would be interesting to see what he would. How he would
Warrior
influence Wonder Woman.
King was okay.
Mm-hmm. No, but I'm just saying, Snyder Queen, and no, it shouldn't only be that. But I'm just saying, I was just pointing out, I do know her directorial work in terms of The Old Guard, and I thought that was really good. So I could see that.
Damien Leone. Ooh. With a good script.
Yeah.
It really depends on the script, ultimately.
So, but with this cancellation, well, not cancellation, but with the Patty Jenkins cancellation, we should just call it a celebration. We dodged the bullet.
Yeah, we didn't get another 1984, thank God. And I love how apparently the plot's pretty much the same as 1984, except, to quote the Deadline article, worse.
Wow.
And what I'm hoping on is Kathleen Kennedy stepping down, because that's going to be a party.
That's going to be a celebration.
Yeah, that's going to be a celebration, yes.
All across the world.
I mean, everybody's going to be taking shots to that.
But back to Patty Jenkins, yeah. I just think with her removed from the project, it gives a really good somebody else to tackle the project.
Yeah.
Give it a new light on the character. Give it Back Dan Thought says I would have liked Patty Jenkins to direct it if she had admitted her mistakes to 84.
Patty Jenkins has too big of an ego.
And yes, Snyder Queen, I was about to request we highlight that comment because it's so crazy that then she should just make the Steve Trevor movies.
Yeah, she should have just done a Steve Trevor films.
Okay. Outside of Fandom, name one other love interest Wonder Woman has other than Steve
Superman.
Trevor. Outside of Fandom.
Outside of what? Because it was canon.
Batman. And you can't say
that's never been canon, as a matter of fact. That's never been canon.
This is my stream.
I would say Batman and Superman.
Okay.
Yeah, even KYD said Batman.
I was gonna say like Aquaman, but I was like, no, I can't see that.
She has been with Aquaman and Flashpoint, and that led to a war. So
I was like, yeah, just Superman and Batman.
And you guys know what Snyder Queen will say. She'll agree with me on this.
I know what she'll say that, but no, I mean confirmed love interest. I mean, actually, wait. In the Greg Rucka like post-crisis, she was in a relationship with someone named Nemesis who could like impersonate other people. So there is one other person. It's just no one ever knows him. And Lawrence
was largely forgotten about after that run.
He was largely forgotten about. And I don't think he exists in the current comics.
He's nowhere to be found.
Yes.
Yeah, he's nowhere to be found. But actually, Lawrence has a good point. How about
Snyder Queen Wonder Bat?
And then Lawrence says Wonderlight, and no.
No, I would say Wonder Man, Wonder Woman, and Superman.
Yes, thank you.
No, it's
someone just became a regular on Comics League Dark.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman and Superman.
Kid.
Yeah.
There you go. Canon, by the way.
You can go there.
Don't bother. It was worth it. I think for Jared, it was worth it.
No, you got to think Batman and Catwoman.
Yes. Don't mess with a good thing. You are my boy, kid. You are my boy.
No, but I'll say this, right? Wonder Bat all the way, right? Because it just makes sense. But
wait, which Wonder Bat are we talking about? DC or Justice League?
No, I would say Justice League because they remember when she was helping take his. I kind of, I guess, sensed some kind of a thing there with Wonder Woman and Ben Affleck.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
The thing for that is that they've always flirted. So even in the comics, they flirt all the time. So that was actually you could argue that's not him saying Batman and Wonder Woman belong together because remember he also had a Catwoman cast.
Yes. So final thoughts on the Wonder Woman 3 cancellation before we talk about our next topic.
Thank God.
I would say they need to like rewrite that whole thing.
Yeah,
they need something new. Like
start from scratch.
Need nothing like 84.
Nothing like 84.
I'd say write 84 as a standalone or as a dream one.
What they have to do is just tell whoever the director is. Okay, so the first Wonder Woman, do something like that.
Yes.
Except modern day. Except modern day. Stop going to the past with Wonder Woman.
Like, how are you going to go to a present timeline and then you're going to go back to 84?
Because I think they would try to make Wonder Woman DC's Captain America. Like, you could really feel that vibe.
They didn't, but Marvel didn't even do that with Captain America.
The problem with that is that Captain America is a dude and she's a goddess.
And they didn't even do that to Thor. He's a god.
Okay. Yeah, but we don't talk about Thor.
We don't talk about Thor 4.
Needs a total rewritten.
Yes.
Yes. I really want them to do something like
bring in the gods
in nature.
Bring in the gods.
Like Wonder Woman. Like just make it.
God,
I want that like Justice League in-game kind of vibe with the
quick tangent. A God of War DC Justice League crossover if it ever happened.
Yeah.
No,
No.
You want to know what I can see happening?
What?
Marvel versus DC.
Oh yes.
We'll
Yeah.
talk about the games and the movies and stuff like that in the
Like,
later on.
I
Later
have
on,
been wanting that movie for the longest.
we'll be talking about that towards the end. But let's talk about our next subject, which is cancelled Batman Beyond film.
Okay, I
Which
want to be
was
clear on this. This movie took place in the modern day.
No cyberpunk aesthetic at
no
all.
cyberpunk, no cyber, neo Gotham. This was going to take in the modern day. The relationship between Catwoman and Batman was going to be back on, and her death apparently was going to be the biggest thing going.
I just love remember how previous to all this, Keaton was going to be the main guy, and now he's like, not. Man, how things have changed.
And Batman 89 was great, but you got to remember, this has been almost 40 years.
And if that movie came out today, I guarantee you people be like, Batman doesn't kill, this sucks.
Yeah.
Even though every mainstream version of Batman.
No, but I mean, if that were the first yeah, but you know what I'm saying, right? It's just because there were no Batman movies, so people were
Christina Hudson. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, she was going to be the writer for this Batman film, but she did The Flash and she did what was it? What else did she do? Oh, Batgirl as well. So it kind of says everything there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but that might have been a studio decision more so than Christina Hudson. I think
that was definitely a studio decision. That was definitely a studio.
But I wouldn't want that blemish on my track record.
The studio told her to stop doing what she was doing with the Batman Beyond film and focus on a different thing.
Mm-hmm. And Lawrence asked a good question. Who asked for that movie?
That's for you.
Oh yeah, because I didn't post it on my community tab until much later.
Okay. Batdan Thought says The Flash has had so many rewrites, she might have not even written that much of the final product.
Because they can't decide whether or not to use Flashpoint and just wipe the slate clean or retool.
Hey, Retro Nerd Girl.
They're still deciding that.
Hey, what's up, Retro?
No, I do think a retool is likely.
Why would
retool? Rebirth is likely, not New 52.
Dave, because it was going to set in the modern era. It wasn't going to be
set in modern day.
No cyberpunk aesthetic. Now, futuristic compared to Batman 89, but again, no cyberpunk aesthetic.
It's taking place now, not in the future. Now.
Yeah, and they were going to rehash that romance between Batwoman and not Batwoman, sorry, Catwoman and.
I was about to say, isn't she? Aren't they cousins?
No. So,
and as far as I know, Terry may not have even been in this movie.
Yeah. In my honest opinion, we've had Keaton before. No one asked for him at all. My only hope for him is coming for DC.
It's coming. DC was the only one that was like, "Oh my gosh, Keaton's coming back." We're like, "So?"
Yeah, because the story sucked pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the old regime was too stupid. Thank you.
Yes,
agreed.
The story didn't make any sense. Why would you do a Batman Beyond film in the modern day?
And Toledo, I hate to cut you off. I know this is your show, but bro, since we are looking to expand more with Marvel, what do you think of Phase 4, bro?
Phase 4, I would say going on beyond the newer heroes that are currently coming out on Disney Plus, like She-Hulk. I feel like they're gonna start making movies beyond that realm on top of continuing the story. Guardians of the Galaxy. You got what is it? Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania. And Secret Wars. We're just about to get a whole bunch of new multiverse stuff.
Yeah.
And cameos galore because they now got Fantastic Four and X-Men.
Yes.
So, back to DC because this is called League of DC. This is not your channel, Jared.
Fair enough.
1 minute. Talk about cancel Batman Beyond for a minute.
Dun dun
Keep it,
dun
keep,
dun.
keep on
dun.
going. Keep.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
but
So
I mean, let me put it this way: this was one of the occasions where something looked okay, where it looks like it looks like something that would anger us, like a Batman Beyond movie was canceled. But when you look at essentially when you look into it, it's like, oh no, this sucks. It sucks. You got to look into it first. It's like what happened with this whole James Gunn thing. No one did the research and was like, Batman Beyond movie was canceled. Really?
And I feel like sometimes they try to stir controversy on purpose just for the sake of headlines.
Mm-hmm.
But if people actually took the time to read what's actually in the article or actually do their own research, some things get canceled for a reason. Some are an injustice. It just depends on the context.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I'm going to say on that.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
really all you got. All you got to say.
So I'm back.
Mhm.
Okay, and I think when it comes down to the cancel Batman, at least it's the Batman Beyond 2, at least that was cancelled.
Mhm.
I think the way going forward now, it has to be something big.
Now, I agree to this comment right here. Someone said, given to the unpredictable nature of DC and Hollywood in general at the moment, this could be the end up to a performing U-turn for Bat fans at this point from the cancellation of that movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
it could essentially. Well, what they have to do, stop making Batman movies, because ultimately, here's the thing.
They need to make
there's
more
too many
Superman.
Batman movies. Yeah, exactly. There's too many Batman movies.
And then back on that question or that statement I meant that I made the other night with you, Jared.
Yeah.
Green Lantern. Bring
Yeah.
something like that back.
And okay, we're not gonna get the full-on Snyderverse Spider-Man. I'm just
No.
telling you right there.
No.
No, let's be realistic.
We'll get Snyder coming back to do movies that I'm pretty sure of, but it's not necessarily going to be Zach's plan. I got news for you. That was like made practically unsalvageable by the previous regime.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's talk about the next topic, shall we? Because we talked a lot about
Please.
Batman Beyond, and that is the emergency meeting held at Warner Brothers Discovery.
I wonder what that could be. Oh, Christina Hudson. Okay. So there was an emergency meeting, you say?
Yeah, there was an emergency meet. There's an emergency meeting happening next week. With
Stockholder.
James Gunn, Peter Safran, and David
David
Zaslav.
Zaslav. Yeah.
And they're going to be talking about the DC slate because of what happened just recently.
Mm-hmm. I think that this is probably in response to that TH article, because they're like, what the hell? Yeah. So what I think they're probably, oh yeah, that's a problem. In that case, I don't want Christina Hodson running Batman Beyond. Definitely not. But okay. What I think this probably is them saying, okay, the fan base freaked out when we said we were doing a reboot. Retool your plans, so it's not. So if we're a reboot, don't do that and keep these actors.
Maybe a soft reboot.
Turn it into a soft DC Rebirth style reboot.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I feel like that if Gunn and Safran don't want to move forward with the project, then that just means DC Studios has no P&L at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Snyder Queen says it's exactly in response to a Hollywood Reporter article. Gunn had until January, but because the fan base freaked, they pulled it forward.
And if they don't,
I would say keep what you have, because you did have a solid cast. Though, if this was still the Hamada regime, a full-on reboot would have been beneficial, because they were just throwing crap at the wall anyway.
Lauren says didn't they have a meeting with the Batgirl directors?
I don't think so.
Peter Safran and Gunn did, but they had originally got one plan scheduled up, but so soft reboot would be best coming from the Batman. Batman says Gunn needs to get off Twitter. He's the co-head of DC.
A lot of people need to get off Twitter, but that's a separate conversation.
Well, no. Batman, here's the thing, though. he's actually interacting with the fans and resolving a lot of this confusion. So actually, no, he should be on Twitter, because for the past few years we've had complete silence from Warner Brothers, not explaining to us what the hell they were doing.
Yeah.
We have James Gunn, who whenever there's like James Gunn came out and said, "Okay, everyone, calm down about that THR article. Some of it's true, some of it's not, but just bear with us."
And we
That's
also
fine.
heard from a lot of other sources about confusion on the green light power at DC and Warner Bros.
Yeah.
We just don't know who has the authority.
Even if Zack Snyder does not get to do the sequel plan, he could do a Justice League sequel as an adaptation of Grant Morrison Rock of Ages. That would be his first film.
No,
you need to set up
Rock of Ages. First off, that's a time travel movie, and after the Flash, I would say don't you do any more time travel.
Not for a while.
Plus, you have to have Cavill as Electric Blue Superman, and I don't think you want that.
They're gonna keep what worked and lose what didn't.
Yeah, exactly. And James Gunn himself said so.
Though I wouldn't mind the haircut.
Oh yeah, of course.
The haircut, that I hope we get the haircut, but who knows what the case is.
Let
with
them
that.
establish the universe first, and then we'll see if we get all this other stuff.
Yeah, because I think at the moment they need to get the slate out, and we probably won't get to see the slate until I would say January at the very least, January February time.
I think he said that too.
Yeah, Zack Snyder's Justice League worked. Yes, it did. It did work.
It did work. So that's why I think they're gonna either they'll keep it super general when referring to Justice League. They'll just say, "Remember when Steppenwolf invaded?" Or they'll straight up say, because apparently in the Flash, Batman brings up, "Remember when you ran back in time and saved everyone?" So I'm like, it could be they legit say, "Okay, Zack Snyder's Justice League is the canon version of Justice League." We'll just say Superman changes too.
Building up the DC.
Yes.
Building up the DC is the priority, and building up Superman, which we'll be talking about.
That takes precedent above anything else.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about it, and that will be the next topic after this one. So that being said, what slate would you guys like to see, like for the because don't forget they're gonna do 2023 films, and then after that, that's when the slate.
I just want Warner Brothers to make their decision and to make their decision wisely, because obviously they can't make up their mind.
Yes, exactly. Because here's the thing. Also, I was on Nicotina's show last night and we talked about this. But what they have to do, James Gunn has to demonstrate that the new regime can finish a story. Because for the past 10 years, it's been DC starting a story and never stopping it.
Yes.
7 years.
Sorry, okay, but my point still stands. You need to finish a story. So just finish. Have like a movie where Darkseid invades. You have all the characters come in. You have an endgame battle, and then you're done. And then you can move on, do whatever the hell you want with those characters. But finish the story.
Should there be a Ben Affleck Batman film or series?
I feel like they should.
A series would work better.
It has to be a film. It has to be a film.
I think he deserves to have a Batman film.
More over than a series, because a series does not make any sense.
Wait, did Ben Affleck, didn't he have a film before Batman versus Superman?
No.
Daredevil 2003, he played a role in that. Whatever films did Ben Affleck?
But
no.
He had apparently after BVS, and actually he helped come in and clear out the details. He wrote a Batman movie, apparently.
Oh, he did write a screenplay for a Batman movie. Okay.
He should so pitch it.
Yeah,
yes,
the Batman says film all day. Yep, definitely. I think we should get this slate. I think it should be Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. First 3 films, hands down.
Yes.
And then followed by a Trinity movie.
Yeah. Snyder Queen says, film, not a series. He's the only Batman without a solo film. Come on, man. Yes, Snyder Queen, you're absolutely correct. Out of the Trinity, he's the only character that hasn't had a solo film.
And maybe another
out of the Batman actors. Out of the Batman actors, he's never had a solo movie.
The Batman was supposed to be his film until it was ripped up from him.
Not necessarily. The story for that is that they always wanted Matt Reeves to make a Batman movie, but they were held up by Ben Affleck. And then when they canceled the Ben Affleck movie because of Snyder stuff, they said, okay, it's open now.
Yeah, and the Spider-Man says he played George Reeves, who played Superman. And
Yeah, I know.
Yes, we know.
So
But
technically, he's played Batman and Superman.
Say no to Batmite, of course. We don't want Batmite.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, I want a Trinity movie too from Snyder Queen. Yes.
What would a Trinity movie revolve around? Like what kind of villain?
Easy. Easy can be done. Lex Luthor, Deathstroke, and you could do Giganta.
Or you could just do like the gods are invading and she needs like a detective and a powerhouse. And she's like, okay, so who people do I know that fit that description? Or just have a really small scale. You don't need a like world-ending threat to get the Trinity together.
A Batman versus Deathstroke movie would be awesome. The only problem is that the plot is sounded very similar to Daredevil Born Again, which Marvel's adapting for Disney Plus. Well, Batman and Daredevil
are kind of very similar in terms of characters.
Yeah. But David Zaslav is going to say no to Batmite. Of course, he isn't going to say yes to Batmite.
But I could easily see a Titans movie, or at the very least, a Nightwing solo movie.
Yeah, I can see that.
A Nightwing solo movie is a given at this point because, no, Matt Reeves walked away at first because he didn't want Ben. He wanted a younger Batman. When they agreed, he came back with Pattinson. So there you go, Jared.
He walked away from it first. He didn't want Ben. He wanted a younger Batman.
I remember that.
Based on what information, though?
I remember that there was an article on this.
That I guess I have to read the article because there's lots of confusion stuff there.
Would you think Pattinson is going to get a sequel, or is he going to get shoved to the wayside?
Shoved to the wayside.
Shoved to the wayside.
Particularly, let me put it this way: I was sure of that the minute they said that the Batman 2 wouldn't come out until 2025 at the latest. I'm like, yeah. Most likely, what's going to happen is that they're going to say that, they're going to spend a year not addressing it, so people think he's working on it, and then they're just going to shelve it and say we're done with this universe because Zaslav doesn't want multiple Batmen.
No,
in the movies.
Now, animation, you can do whatever you want because it's cheaper to do.
Or an HBO Max.
You can really do whatever you want.
Yeah. Most likely it's done. Lawrence says, should they do a Ben Affleck movie under the Red Hood with Batmite?
Oh, that's a tough choice. I would rather have Under the Red Hood, honestly.
Yeah.
Under the Red Hood.
Hot take, first, quick.
But you could have it starring Deathstroke because I still
wait. Heisenberg, to each their own. But the direction that we're taking Lex Luthor with Heisenberg was not ideal.
Why? He's assembling the Legion of Doom to fight the Justice League.
But Superman Returns, though.
Yeah.
No, he said.
Dave thinks Dave says he doesn't think that Matt Reeves' verse is gonna continue after the Penguin show.
What new sense could you really wrap up with the Penguin show?
I don't really know. Snyder Queen says the Batman might be the one and done, might not.
Very 50-50 on that.
This one, Retro Nerd Girl. A Trinity movie fighting against small versions of the Legion of Doom might be quite entertaining.
Yes. Again, you don't need like dark sides invading. Assemble the Trinity.
Watch the movie again. Just focus
it is Comics Luthor. BVS had Comics Luthor.
Yeah.
It was a version of Comics Luthor.
Luthor can be petty, but he's not incompetently petty.
Can be.
He is.
Lex Luthor is petty as.
I said he is petty, but there's petty and then there's.
No, you said can be.
You said can be, dude. You said it very non-committally, JD.
Like,
I may have to take your nerd card, dude.
Look, this man literally took a dead Kryptonian, put it in a ship, and made an abomination that mopped the floor with Superman. This man is.
Hey, Mama
what's up?
Welcome, Mama Bear.
And you got to think, even Batman got mollywopped, and Wonder Woman got mollywopped.
I'm just saying that Luthor's characterization has been done in other media. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you want to take my nerd card for it, by all means, I'll give it willingly.
Action and motives for a true comic book Luthor.
Yep.
Yes.
Everything he did in that movie is what Lex Luthor would do.
I'm going to get Batman and Superman to fight each other.
Because then I'm going to make it so Superman will kill Batman so that I can discredit Superman.
I only have two gripes with it. The Martha scene and the DCAU's Walt Finest.
Oh, yeah, that was funny. They said, oh, my mom's Martha. Oh, my
Okay, do I have to explain the Martha scene to Ladia?
No.
They're two different people.
Yeah, we're not going to deal with that right now. I have an entire stream analyzing that.
Like, you know how many times I had to explain that they were two different Marthas?
Yeah.
But
we had to explain it as well. Yeah, Veteran Ogre, that's a great idea. Two birds, one stone, Lex.
Yes.
Yeah, he takes out both.
That's pretty much what simply BVS was. Two birds, one stone. And by the way, KYD, you can swear on this channel. You can say, as long as it's not going overboard, you can swear saying the F word.
Yeah, this isn't my channel.
Okay. I tried to hold my tongue to be respectful.
I appreciate that.
You can say the F word, so that's fine.
You can do whatever you want, except on my channel is when we try and keep it PG.
Yeah.
So yeah, CLD, Comics League movie night, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I'm pretty sure you're going to be a regular after this.
So
we'll see what Phoenix Press thinks.
Do you guys think that the slate or the emergency meeting might get leaked out? That's the question.
I think so.
I feel like some stuff might.
Something will leak out. I guarantee you.
We're gonna know some.
Martha scene is better if you realize the two dreams are connected to his father's last work.
Spider-Man, we explained this in Jared's.
Watch my BBS stream.
The only reason they didn't like BVS Uber is because Jason Eisenberg lack of physicality and his Mark Zuckerberg like character.
That's Lex Luthor, though. That's young Lex Luthor. But beyond the point, I guarantee you it's getting leaked. I will. That's gonna be a Jared prediction. Something's gonna get leaked.
It will leak for sure. They gotta test how our reaction is. Come on, the Martha scene is great. They went from I'll end you to wait.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Go to Comics League. I have many a video explaining the Martha. I may even make a dedicated video of it.
We might have to redo it again.
I probably will have to at this point.
Anyway, let's talk about the next topic, which is Superman high priority.
Yes,
finally
Superman needs to be top priority. Like if we can get a decent, solid Superman movie, like as soon as possible, yes.
Yeah.
Like Man of Steel.
Superman is going to get high priority on that list for James Gunn. He said that on Twitter, and it's really, really good to hear that. As a Superman fan, your boy loves Superman, and he likes to hear this. Now, we hope, and fingers crossed, we hope that we get a Superman game from this.
Superman. If they start putting all their efforts into Superman, I really want to see one thing. I want to see Superman and Black Adam go at it.
Yes, please. And by the way, Lawrence, are you sure people like the Batman? Because it didn't make a lot of money for a Batman movie.
Lawrence says
really
that didn't. Yes.
Yes. Wait. He didn't just say Superman. He said Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman. He said he literally said everything we wanted to hear. And he basically said F you to the previous regime when he said, no, Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman are the front of the DC universe.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Everybody else is just there.
Is left to languish, as David Zaslav said.
Kind of like how just the Avengers is the main face.
It's only for 5 seconds, Snyder Queen. I think you're a mod. Are you a mod, Snyder Queen? Let me know. The Batman made the most since Aquaman.
I'm gonna check that.
I would have to go through the numbers.
I'm gonna check that.
Superman needs to be high priority. Give Man of Steel to Black Adam. Give me Man of Steel to Black Adam versus Superman, and the completion to Zack Snyder's Superman story. 1 perfected. 2 Justice League films. You are a mod? Okay, cool.
Currently, the Batman has an 85% critic score and an 87% audience score.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, by the way, all of the Snyder, most of the later Snyder movies made more money. Like BVS, I'm pretty sure made more than the Batman.
Yeah.
It made right at 1 billion, like right at it.
I don't think it didn't make $1 billion, but it almost got to that point.
Is there a mod in the chat? Hold on.
Yeah, we do.
It's a bot, but yeah, that's funny. Everyone's like, "I will warehouse you, Nightbot."
The Batman says the Batman should have made way more than what he did.
Yeah, it should have, had it not been too long. And honestly, the pacing in that was horrendous. And BVS actually made $872 million. The Spider-Man, 872,000 box office.
Plus BVS made a lot of DVD sales.
Yeah, a lot of that extra cash was DVD release.
Okay, how much did Justice League make compared to Infinity War?
All right.
Not that much.
No, because remember, you're talking about the shitty version of Justice League.
Yeah, you're talking about the shitty version. Get it right.
In terms of the Snyder Cut, they don't know because it's on streaming. In terms of DVD sales, I would argue more.
They're not going to give us the numbers. That's the thing.
Okay.
Speaking of which, Justice League, even though they still got that Snyder Cut footage as the trailer, it's actually gone up a little bit. 68% audience score, 39% critic score. First time critics actually got something right.
Shazam is rumored to join the Justice League. I could see that.
And Black Adam should be the antagonist. Yeah, that's why I want to see Superman versus Black Adam. That I can see.
At least the Batman made more than Man of Steel. Well, because Batman's a bigger character.
Batman's a fan favorite.
Batman's a bigger general audience character than
Superman.
Yeah. The last time Superman had any real traction was anywhere between Superman 3 and Superman Returns 06.
Actually, Spider-Man, Justice League made $657.9 million.
Made $77 million. Snyder Queen says. BVS made 872 altogether. So,
and Wonder Woman made $822.8 million. My point is, the Batman was not as successful as people think it was.
Yes,
the quality was there, but it was just too long.
Let me put it this way: from what I saw, I liked, but I'm approaching this as a general audience member. It was too long. Okay, so I'm sorry, Taladia. Go ahead.
I was gonna say is that the Batman resident sleeper, pretty much is a resident sleeper thing. Mm-hmm. But back to the topic of Superman high priority now. That is the big deal. That is a really big deal. And yes, Snyder Queen is boring. There's no point for me to argue. Yeah, the pacing was off. Yes,
pacing was horrendous in that movie.
But as Superman being the highest priority,
about damn time.
We need a Superman game from this. That is something I've been gunning for.
Give us Superman content and we're good to go.
Could go either way. For a Superman game.
Batman plus the Batman spent a lot on marketing. WB didn't need a calzone. Check my watch.
Oh yeah, Taladia. Do you know what the time is?
Trey. We're just talking about Trey. Yeah. The Batman definitely underperformed. The market for that film was pretty bad too. Yeah, I mean, the marketing for it has been crazy in the UK, especially since it's on TV now, and it's only been like 7 months since it released. So, Lawrence says he'll always defend Pattinson as Batman.
I'm not saying he was a bad Batman. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying
him being a sequel is just unlikely with the new executive direction.
Yeah, it's very unlikely that we're gonna get like a Pattinson 2 or 3.
Maybe a series like what they're doing.
If he were really a priority, they wouldn't be waiting until 2025 for another movie. They would have found some way to fast track it.
Yeah, but they're making Superman being the focal point would be great.
Because he should be.
He should be the focal point.
He's the first superhero.
He's the first superhero that ever was made.
Tell that to Marvel fans.
Yes, tell that to Marvel fans. Yes.
It
Yeah,
wasn't
KYD.
Namor. It wasn't Human Torch.
Yeah, KYD. Sorry, KYD.
Sorry, dude.
Sorry, Lawrence. Yeah.
Let me ask
Captain
this,
America.
Lawrence. Would you rather have more Reeve stuff or more Snyder stuff? And by the way, Snyder Queen, sure he did. I'm sure he had a plan for Crisis on Infinite Earths. My problem with that, he was so desperate to copy Marvel. Do you know what Marvel did? They let us know at the end of Phase 1 what the plan was. Like, it would be one thing if at some point, like maybe in like Aquaman or Shazam, they tease like the anti-monitor somehow if they're going to do Crisis on Infinite Earths, but they didn't
Davis,
do it.
to answer your question, no, that New Gods movie was scrapped.
Yeah,
we could get a New Gods movie. Absolutely, I think so.
We could get a new one, but not from the same people who made it.
It was scrapped, yeah, exactly, Lawrence. More Snyder stuff, and that's really what we're going on here. Is that they're gonna. It's going to be very rare that we have out of continuity stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if Joker 2 is the last of that Joker thing.
I can see a Joker and Harley movie.
But technically, I'm saying of that universe, I would say that's probably going to be the last one.
And I remember the Hamada regime pretty much trying to sabotage Joker. Because I remember.
Yeah, they did. They did.
That's the Ayer cut. That's the Ayer cut.
That was the Ayer cut. Yeah. They tried to sabotage everything. But now,
why do you think in Zack Snyder's Justice League, everyone's like, I like Jared Leto as Joker?
Yeah. And that's because he did reshoots.
Jared Leto definitely redeemed himself. I will give him that much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people need to show up for the movies. They're not going to keep doing it.
That's why I tell people, and Lawrence actually called me out on this on Twitter. He goes, you've been saying that for a year. Because people keep forgetting, do not boycott these movies because you will end up with a complete reboot and they will recast everyone.
Joker 2 might be the end. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it's the end.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because they're saying Joker 2 is going to be a musical and it's just going to...
I wouldn't be surprised if Joker 2 does not do nearly as well as the first one because of the musical. Because historically, musicals don't make $1 billion.
WB sold most of his production to Joker, so they didn't even make most
of
it in the end.
Hamada, by the way, that's because of Hamada, because he didn't even want Joker to be made. Support all the films. Yes, exactly.
Yes, support all the films. And I'll say this much. If you guys love the Snyderverse, support the Snyderverse films, especially like Black Adam, which was recently. If you can't go to the theaters, go to the cinema. Support it because our boy Superman is in there. Yes.
And
or download it on digital.
Or
and the Spider-Man, although the Joker, some of Joker's hype has died down, Joker was refreshing for what it was, given the content we were getting back then. So I think some of that is warranted.
It's a new WBD, and they worked off analytics. So so far we showed them nothing. We asked for Cavill back. People turned up their noses to Black Adam. So we send them mixed messages.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy that Black Adam's part of the Shazam universe. The same wizards and everything.
Yeah.
Black Adam is technically a Shazam villain. I think that movie was sabotaged by Rock's ego.
What, you think we'll see a Shazam versus Black Adam?
So either that or a DSA movie.
Here's the thing, Batman. I don't think it was the underperformance of Black Adam that led to that, because that decision was made previous.
That and Black Panther 2 was debuting like 2 weeks after.
David, he says, how do you get the cultists to support David boycott?
Just tell them. Just tell them. Okay, if you want the Snyder cut if you want Zack Snyder to come back, if you want these characters, first off, if you want these characters to exist, to endure, and if you want the Snyderverse to eventually be restored, you have to bite the bullet and support these movies.
Yes.
Yeah,
Joker was made by a hack director that stole from 3 Sorceries movies.
Scorsese. Yeah.
Scorsese. I could to an extent, but
yeah, because Superman's the highest priority on this, I hope we get everything like Superman.
I think the first movie is going to be a Superman movie.
I think
no guarantee.
It shouldn't be just mainly. It shouldn't be only just be a Superman movie.
I want to see Superman and Supergirl.
It depends on James Gunn. he doesn't have the final say.
He doesn't have the
No,
final say.
that's not his
Zaslav
final
does.
say.
That's not true. That is not true. And
No.
first off, he has to work with DeLuca and Abdi because remember,
Yeah.
canceling Wonder Woman was not solely his decision. He was involved in it. I think he has. I think people are giving him too much power than he really has.
Hold on, go back to the Spider-Man comment for a second.
Yeah.
No,
it's not. Come on. No, it's not, dude. Come on. It's not.
If they go to reboot, we will never get a Snyderverse back
Yes.
because then they'll recast. Yes, pretty much Snyder Queen. If they make a good Batfleck film.
Phoenix Press. Oh gosh.
God.
Oh God.
Nick. Okay.
Come on, Nick.
Wait. Nick is to Grant Gustin as Tevia is to the Super Sons.
Yeah, Tevia 2.0.
I'm gonna say it right there.
We're gonna call you Tevia 2.0 in a minute.
And by the way, Nick, do you want to come in here because
Please.
it's like
I mean, I got my brother. We're talking Superman. It's a good time.
It's a good time. Yeah. So why don't we change it? Final thoughts before we change topics.
Please.
This gives me a little more confidence in.
Hold on, bro.
Nick, your ability to market your comics on my channel is waning really fast.
But I'm liking that. I'm keeping that.
Well, when James Gunn made that statement about Superman, I had a little bit of my apprehension, a little bit. No. You can have both because guess what? Snyder was going to Man of Steel 2. If we went with Snyder's original plan, was going to be a little more on the hopeful side because every version of Superman has been to a degree hopeful because that's part of the character. It's just we don't want the Christopher Reeves everything is so hunky dory version.
Let's just say the Snyder trilogy was sabotaged by executives.
Yes, it was 100%. The Phoenix Press. We need James Gunn to join this chat and just refute Nick and tell him to get out of his mom's basement.
So final thoughts
About damn time, by the way.
Okay.
So this solidly because again I've had my apprehensions about James Gunn. This put a lot of them to rest because again we were concerned he was going to do all D-list characters. This shows me he's not.
Okay, let's talk about a bit about the Game Awards and Suicide Squad. We'll first talk about the Game Awards and why we feel that there was no Wonder Woman game reveal, Wonder Woman game.
Instead, we got Star Wars.
Instead, we got.
Which I'm happy for.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not even gonna play it.
And Transformers, we got Transformers.
Yes, I might play that.
And Hellboy. Mind you.
Armored Core, baby.
What is y'all's intake on the new Marvel games coming out? Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine.
Heck yeah!
About time we got a Wolverine game. It's
about time we got a Wolverine game, but I think we're gonna get some news on.
We had a Wolverine game. It was X-Men Origins, and it was way better than the movie.
That was on PS3.
Kick him out.
And it was trash.
Kick him out.
Have you played the Wolverine game?
Yes,
I have.
PS3.
Yes.
Way better than the movie.
It was, but it was still trash for a Wolverine game.
Whatever.
The original X-Men games would be.
Ooh, that's interesting. I wonder if they delay Wonder Woman game. Yeah, that is my point. It's like
it could be because of the movie was canceled. They wanted to kind of like
push it back.
Push it to the back.
Yeah.
Kind of hide it for right now. I haven't played it. I want to. The X-Men. Thank you, Spider-Man.
Why did I not get so much joy out of that game?
Because you're wrong. That's why.
You're wrong. Yeah.
But Marvel versus Capcom was
so because there was no Wonder Woman game at the Game Awards and there was Suicide Squad, but I was wondering how come we got so little amount of trailers than we did.
You get more trailers on YouTube than you got at the Game Awards.
Because well, here's is that a lot of this stuff is carryover from the pandemic era, so a lot of studios probably didn't have time to make a lot of or to make a lot of other games. So that's this is probably as like thin as the release like slate is for games. This is probably all that they were able to do in the conditions.
So speaking about trailers. We'll be talking about our next topic, COVID.
Yeah, it was COVID, majorly COVID.
And she's Wolverine. It's Wolverine. God.
What he's saying is the Wonder Woman game is pretty much that, which I'm so happy for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking about trailers. Talk about Suicide Squad Killer Justice League
It
and
is.
that Batman trailer.
It was a
Batman
great
trailer.
tribute to Kevin Conroy, and I will at least watch the cut scenes to show my respects. But
Um,
anything else outside of that remains to be
and
seen.
Bamba, honestly,
I can
I
see it.
think I can see it might happen.
I think
because
we are. I guarantee you, we're getting an Injustice 3. I guarantee you,
We
those
need
games
a
are too
new-
popular for them not to.
They need to remake Marvel versus DC because that was a good game, or Marvel Capcom, or whatever.
Snyder
I
Queen
think
says
the only
Last
villain
of
you
Us Part
can
One on
use for
PC.
Injustice 3 is Darkseid, because everything else leads to Darkseid.
True. And
No, but
Last of Us Part 1 on PC. Yes, I can't wait.
that Batman trailer and the release date,
Yeah.
guys. By the way, the release date for Suicide Squad Killer Justice League is May 26th next year, which is a really good. I'll be doing a video about this, and why I think it's a really good date
Why?
compared to because it literally is about a month. No, actually, isn't that the same month as Batman's anniversary?
Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, that's actually a really good idea.
So for them to do it on the Batman's anniversary makes really good. Or actually Superman's anniversary as well. May
Mhm.
1938. 38. Yeah.
The finished
Bat
product
Dan-
remains to be seen, because I
Yeah.
got hyped for Marvel's Avengers, and I learned my lesson.
Yeah, what they'll probably do, Bat Dan, is they'll probably use the voice actor from either DeCamu or Under the Red Hood to voice Batman from now on in the games.
Anyone
Speaking of
getting
which, does anyone
internet?
even
No.
remember Marvel Nemesis?
Yes,
Nope.
PS2.
Snyder Queen goes. Suicide Squad's gonna slap that. Rocksteady ain't gonna drop the
Yes,
ball on this. So hyped to see another
she
performance
is
by Kevin.
correct.
She is correct on that. The goat. The goat. The
You know,
goat.
it was just such a mind-blowing moment when not only does Batman show up, the screen goes black, and then you hear Kevin Conroy's voice go, "I am Vengeance. I am the Night. I am Batman." I was like, "Yes!"
And that suit though.
The
That
suit looked dope.
That suit looks so like
It looks Arkham, so it confirmed me that it's in the Arkham verse.
May I ask for a moment of silence?
Yeah.
2 seconds silence.
Mhm.
Okay.
All good.
And okay, so that suit though looks amazing because it has Batman the Telltale mixed with Batman Arkham mixed with Batman Arkham Origins all in one.
Mm-hmm.
Do
Yep.
you guys see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely
the-
noticed it.
And the emblem looks
Mhm.
so cool. I wish there was a mod for that for Batman Arkham Knight. I could use that in Batman Arkham
I
Knight.
wish
that's
they would have
gonna
added more suits into Arkham Knight, like the Justice
Yeah.
League Batman, where he's in the tactical suit, the Pattinson suit, like they did with Spider-Man, because in Spider-Man, they kept putting suits on there.
Dave, to answer your question, it's going to sell well. It's going to sell well because it's Kevin Conroy's last performance.
Yeah, as soon as you say it's Kevin Conroy's last performance as Batman, sorry, that game is going to sell well.
And here's my prediction for Gotham Knights DLC: they're gonna find a way to bring Batman back.
Oh yeah, and he'll be a playable character, so you can play as Batman.
Who in?
Hmm?
What did Jay Heat say?
He said he's gonna make a prediction that there's gonna be a DLC for Gotham Knights, and it's gonna bring back Batman.
Yeah, definitely. But I think that the release date looks cool. I'm looking forward to the game. I'll be covering that game on this channel. And if there's crossplay, we know it's 4-player co-op. If there's crossplay, myself, Jared, Jay He, and Chris from the DC Comics Gamer will be doing 4-player co-op. And I've got dibs on Harley Quinn. Facts.
And Lawrence, no. They can
No.
do a comic, but no, they probably won't do a game. Do not do a
Maybe
game.
Very unlikely. Very
Animation.
They can
Maybe
do a
animation.
comic or an animation, I think.
Animation. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, final thoughts of Suicide Squad Killer Justice League.
So
And then-
I'm more hyped for it now.
for the go.
You really,
'Cause I was wondering what the hell they were going to do with Batman, because it's the Justice League.
I think they were gonna try and keep him hold, like they tried to hold him off, like they weren't
Mhm.
gonna show Batman.
Hmm.
If it wasn't for Kevin Conroy's, death, I think they would have kept that secret.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think that's what my gut feeling is saying.
And why is the Suicide Squad game canon to the Arkhamverse and not the game where it specifically says Batman dies?
Good question.
That's easy because they said in I think it was in an article or something. They said that this game is canon, takes place after Arkham Knight, and Harley Quinn does know who Batman is.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah,
Okay.
because he did reveal his identity. His
Yeah.
identity was revealed in Arkham Knight.
Yeah, but because there was a new mythos, so to
And
say.
the Phoenix Press brings up it was a different studio too, and Snyder
Yeah.
Queen because Gotham Knight sucks. Oh, that's good.
That's good.
Nick, if
But
you could find a way to get on here sometime it'd be great.
Guys, we got like 15 minutes. I'm gonna give you guys in the chat your
Yeah.
time to shine. In
Uh,
the chat.
I want to put my 2 links to my gaming channel on here.
Yeah, sure.
And I have a timer on my phone just so I can time
You
people.
guys can have your say on StreamYard to join the stream and have a chat with me about what we discussed and what you guys think, because I would love to hear your thoughts. I know Snyder Queen doesn't want to be on thing, so that's fine.
She's in the chat. It's fine. She's basically a panel member.
She's a member anyway. She's a member of our community. She's a tough cookie.
We love you, Snyder Queen.
Okay, so this is KYD's YouTube page.
I have 2.
Yeah.
Nick is joining us. Okay, cool.
He could be joining us.
Now he says 1 sec.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. Yeah, I had to create a new
What do you
one.
think about the news about Amber Heard?
Will it affect it? I don't know.
Very mixed.
Very possibly, but it's also possible that people say, well, if this is like the last of it, that they could just remove her.
Yeah, I could easily.
Plus, remember, it was just a test screening, so they're still deciding what the movie's gonna be like.
My money's on Amber. My money's on her getting killed off.
And by the way, guys, this is
Wonder Woman.
KYD's YouTube page, so make sure you check it out. Support it. Support me as you must support them.
Awesome.
And a subscribe to help him up. I don't know. I will subscribe to your channel once we're done with the stream. But yeah, we're gonna give it a 5-10 minutes. If any of you guys do want to hop in, we're gonna wait until Nick. I know Nick wants to join in. He just said 1 second. There he is. He's in the background.
Nick!
Oh, hold on. I gotta play his thing.
You just bring him in just to remove him?
Wait, I gotta play his thing. Where's his intro? Yeah.
I am Phoenix.
There.
Nick, but also special guest star Encourage.
What's up? All right, so once again, guys, you have 5 minutes. I will be timing you.
I will.
I see how it is.
Yeah, we will talk about Power Rangers if you want. We can talk
Yeah, sure.
about,
Talk whatever you want.
we can talk about whatever you want within this.
Well, as far as the Pioneer 30th anniversary, they got back most of the people. They even cast someone to be Trini's daughter. I think this is probably going to be the best anniversary special yet. They even got back David Yost as the Blue Ranger, which is pretty cool. I'm probably going to watch it.
Batman?
So
It's just not going to be the same without Jason David Frank.
well,
It's really
yeah, that's beyond that's beyond dispute there.
So what you got to say about Dan? Go ahead.
Well, I've really liked what you've been talking about so far. I definitely feel like this, well, like the emergency meeting, I think is definitely going to be needed for the DCU because I am concerned about it. I'm concerned because it just, I kind of want to explain this point because I kind of said in the comments about James Gunn's conduct on Twitter. My issue isn't him like being on Twitter necessarily. It's my issue is him going after people, even people who deserve it, mind you. Like he is head of DC, and I think he should be staying out of some of these troll debates.
Like him taking pot shots at Grace Randolph, as nice as it is that he's taking pot shots at Grace Randolph. It's kind of not something.
Some of it is deserved.
He did that.
Even if it's deserved, but I don't. Was he doing that though while he was head? I know he did that before he was head.
He did that before he was head.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
so I don't count. If he was doing it now, yes. But I think then when he was just like an exec, not as much. And
Dave, to answer your question, Jason was working on a film called Legend of the White Dragon, which was not Power Rangers, but like kind of was.
It was
And,
kind of adjacent.
Yeah, and they're going to be going forward with that without him because I guess he filmed like a lot of the stuff. It's basically a Crow situation.
So anyway, back Dan, I want to ask you this question, right? What is your thoughts on what are the topics I've discussed, and what was your favorite part, and also what do you think about the Superman conversation?
I'd say my favorite part was definitely we were kind of talking about like the whole James Gunn, like the emergency meeting topic. That was probably my favorite topic, which I kind of gave my piece on that. And I think in terms of Superman, he needs to be focused. He needs to be the focus again. Superman is the main character. Here's kind of like where I put Superman. You've all seen Toy Story 2, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember how like the whole like Al's collection, Woody collection was valuable only if Woody was in it, and without Woody, all that other stuff was worthless?
Yeah.
That's how I feel DC is without Superman.
You're right.
Superman is... Thank you.
Definitely.
It's like
I
a perfect
completely agree.
analogy.
Yeah,
You got a friend in me.
Look at how the DCEU has performed without a Superman movie.
Yeah.
And look at how well it did perform. How much buzz it got just at a 15-second cameo.
Yes.
We lost 5 to 6 years over ego, pettiness, and incompetence.
We could be gearing up for the third Justice League movie by now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Zack's story would have been done. And I'm still have my fingers crossed that we can get JL 2 and 3 filmed back to back, and we can just end that story.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, if they're gonna try another go at this, they gotta do proper setup. Like they gotta do story. Like they gotta do individual films for these characters. Set up these characters. Set up the stories. They gotta.
They don't have to do individual films before Justice League. They do not.
Oh well, no. If they're gonna set up a story, they gotta set up a story.
I mean, they already are.
They already set up.
Aquaman 2. We're gonna hopefully get that Superman movie. We're still gonna get a Wonder Woman 3. Whether or not it's. And
I think
hopefully
it's
we
pretty
can
safe
get
to
that
say Patty
movie.
is out.
Yes.
Which is good because Patty.
Thank you.
I'm just saying, if a male director that let's put it like this, the bed scene alone in '84.
Thank you.
Should
It
have
would have gotten
Patty
someone
fired.
canceled. It would have gotten someone
If
canceled.
it was a male superhero to a woman, it would have been worse.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
we did mention this on Comics League. Didn't I bring this up on the previous stream the other day?
I think so.
Yeah, because basically they don't directly state it, but it's implied that the man Steve Trevor possessed was LGBTQ.
Oh yeah, so that's even worse.
Yeah. You know who I think should take over Wonder Woman movies?
Oh, we got Tevia here. Welcome.
I told you. I said Super Sons.
I think should take over Wonder Woman directing duties.
Who?
Catherine Bigelow.
Oh.
If you see Hurt Locker,
It was a crappy army movie, but I got it.
But the way she directs very manly movies. Like you watch these movies, you don't even realize they're directed by a woman. She's a very good director.
Of women too, because Zero Dark 30.
So Tevia, we got people coming on, and any final thoughts about them before we get somebody else in?
Nope. Just thanks for having me on. Hopefully, again, this emergency meeting will be for the best. I'm glad we get Kevin Conroy one last time, and hopefully get a Superman movie.
Yeah,
that'll happen.
And thanks for having me on. Have a fantastic day.
And
Awesome.
Dan, if you want me to put your link in the chat, okay.
Oh, he's gone.
He's gone.
My opinion on
Go on.
my opinion on the whole Henry Cavill situation is they would not have brought him back. They would not have made as big of a deal as they did if they weren't and Henry Cavill would not have left The Witcher if he wasn't assured that he was going to be Superman for a while. Like he would not have left The Witcher. Like he would not have left that.
Let's say that James Gunn did change the plans all of a sudden. I guarantee you, Warner Brothers would have told James Gunn, "No, you're not recasting Henry Cavill. Sorry, dude. We made a big deal about it."
I guarantee you, Henry Cavill probably has a pay-or-play contract to where if they don't go through the movie, he still gets his fee for however much his contract is. So he's probably going to get paid even if they don't do it. Because leaving The Witcher, that says a lot because if he hadn't have gotten the guaranteed Superman, he would not have left Witcher. Because he could have done both at the same time. They could have scheduled around it.
True.
Yeah,
Easily.
True. So we're gonna give you guys a couple of minutes, and then if nobody joins,
Lawrence, come on, we'll talk Power Rangers.
Lawrence, if you want to come on, we can talk about Power Rangers.
We're all big Power Rangers
Tavia,
fans.
And Tavia, if you want to talk about Super Sons, I don't mind you talk about Super Sons. So
Might as
even
well.
Even though it's not going to happen.
You can still talk about it.
Well, I'm just saying we're not going to. First off, we're not going to get the Superman family in a Superman movie because that would be down. That has to be down the line in order for them to bring in the 10-year-old John Kent.
So Tevye, you got like 5 minutes if you wanna.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to peek in there, say hi, kind of stir up some trouble.
I know you did. You really pissed me off, Nick. And yes, he is literally Christopher Reeves in the modern day. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't believe in reincarnation, but this kind of makes me think maybe there might be something there.
I mean, Henry Cavill's modern day Christopher Reeves. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm the resident Christopher Reeve fanboy, and yeah, you know that. So.
It's indisputable, really.
Yeah.
I mean, Brandon Routh may look like Christopher Reeve, but acting-wise, Henry Cavill's got it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Okay, cool. So, Tevye, if you're still here, then we'll get you in. If not, it's fine.
I'm gonna take off. I'll see you guys later. You guys have a good one.
We will need to speak to you later about KYD because he might be joining us for Comics League.
It's still a voting, but we'll see what happens. He's off to a good start if he's pro Super Wonder. I need some representation.
I got you, fam.
Thank you.
Well, we'll talk about that. You know my feelings.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
You guys have a good one.
See you, dude.
See you, Nick.
Yeah, exactly. Because the Cavill fan base is also part of the reason why we got the Snyder Cut, because the huge Cavill fan base wanted to see the good Superman.
Yes. And if they recast, they might as well reboot the whole thing. Yeah. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Any 2023 predictions?
Okay, this might be stretching, but I feel like Indy 5 will likely flop, and
Kathleen will be leaving,
and this will be one big stream party. It'll be like New Year's and Christmas in July.
Yeah, we will be doing a party.
I think 2023 will be a big year for us, especially for us League at DC, because we talk about DC. Not Marvel. Sorry, KYD, but this is the channel.
Oh, screw Marvel.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, on my channel, we'll talk Marvel.
Nothing against Brandon Routh. He seems like a cool guy, but it's mind blowing that Bryan Singer chose him over Henry for Superman Returns.
I know. And can I just say, this suit in Superman Returns is god awful.
Yeah.
Why is the S so small?
I get they were going for the Kingdom Come type look, but
the Kingdom Come S was massive in the comics. They got it right in Crisis on Infinite Earths, not in Superman Returns.
You know why they did the Superman S small? Because they did that in the comic. One of the comics, he did have a small emblem in 2006. I remember. But I think Henry Cavill dodged a bullet there. I think he really dodged a bullet there because we got Man of Steel. So, but Tevye, we're going to give you 2 more minutes.
We're talking about Super Sons, Tevye.
We're talking about Super Sons. This is your time.
You can talk about the animated Super Sons movie.
And you can talk about animated Super Sons, but if not, that's fine. But anyway, you're coming. Tevye's here. Okay.
All right.
Tevye,
hang on.
5 minutes.
Hello. Yeah, go ahead, dude. And you're on.
Hello.
What's up, dude?
All right. So what's going on? And I run chicken streaming well. So
the topics we discussed. So the topics we discussed today, from what did we talk? We talked about Man of Steel 2, Wonder Woman 3 cancellation, Batman Beyond, emergency meeting at WB, Suicide Squad Killer Justice League, and Superman High Priority.
Well, there are topics.
Yeah.
Okay. About my Man of Steel 2. If we do the Man of Steel, I'll be happy. I do want Man of Steel 2, but I'm begging for Superman movie. Yeah, good. We haven't had Superman since 2015.
Yeah.
Holy shit! 10 years? Seriously, what the hell? What are you doing this time?
Sitting
Nothing.
back eating donuts.
Like, oh my god! Like that should not be possible. Like Jared, why did it take so long to get Superman movie? I don't get it. I don't get
Because
that.
Warner
logic.
Brothers were a bunch of morons that didn't understand the brand.
Right.
And then Hamada has the nerve to say, "Oh, I always plan on bringing him back." Sure, you did.
Sure you did, Hamada. Sure.
Stargirl
Yeah.
isn't happening, by the way. And
Not
by
happening.
the way, Jerry, just to let you know as well, it was I forgot what I was going to say now. Go on, Tevia.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, I do hope we get Man 2. But if we don't get Man 2, then fuck. We're back to square one again. Fucking wonderful. Boy, that's gonna suck. Second topic. Second topic with the shooter show could get everyone. As far as I'm concerned, I'm very happy Kevin Conway is back.
Yeah,
No,
I agree on that.
very depressing to see Matt at one last time because we just lost him this year. This broke my heart because I want to see more Batman in the field, but it's him gone. This is the last time Batman outplayed the bullet. I'm buying the game for him. Even if the game is not great, I'm still gonna buy it for him because I want it's gonna be good. I don't want disappointment. But
I will give you this. Oh, go ahead, Timmy. My mistake.
No, that's okay. Continue.
Okay, I will give you this. The Super Sons movie was very solid.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, of course.
but
Of course, Super Sense. Yeah.
Yep. And and
it-
after New
it
York
was-
Comic Con after this year, I was so happy.
It was. It's a solid movie, but the thing about it is that the problem with the Super Sons movie is that why did it come out when we don't have a Super Sons book?
Yeah.
Once again, I blame DC and their stupidity because they believe that we need to promote Gay John. No, your plan failed. I'm sorry, Arthur, you hired moron. No one gives a damn about Arthur T. John 10. He's boring, it doesn't work. People get on real John and Superboy, but I want
you
to
got-
that I die.
Tevia, you got a couple of minutes. Tevia, you got about a minute left. So final thoughts.
Give 1 minute. Okay.
Minute and a half.
What's another topic you brought up? And this. You said you brought up Suicide Squad against Man Steel 2. What was the other topic?
Suicide Squad Killer Justice League.
Well, besides that, what was the other topic besides? I already talked about that anyway.
Batman Beyond.
Batman. Yeah, I did what topic it is. Okay. But the Batman Beyond movie, I did hear about that. And when I heard about it, what? You can say in present day. Why? That's a terrible idea. Batman Beyond is set in the future, not in the present. The second you put in the present, you better take Batman Beyond and just ruin it. And for what I heard, it's really missing one who wrote the Bird and Prey movie. Which got a death sentence because no. Well, I know that a lot of Bone Bee was a good movie. I love that movie. But the fact that still the Batman movie does not give me a lot of hope. However, I will give a movie a chance. I like Batman Beyond. I love Terry McGinnis. I love Mike Keaton, and I think it came into the movie.
Terry McGinnis was probably not going to be in that movie. It was going to take place in modern day.
Yeah, in modern day. That being said, though, Tevia, your time is up. It's been 5 minutes, and we thank you for joining us.
All right. See you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Okay, got Tevia, and that is going to be it from us tonight on the League of DC podcast, I should say. We call this a podcast or a show, League of DC show. And you guys can follow me Twitter and YouTube. The link will be in the description alongside these knuckleheads, including Nick's. Nick's stuff will be in the description. And also my stuff is in the chat. And also the Inside the Multiverse, a DC Comics podcast that I do. You guys can check that out. And guys, everyone in the chat, thank you for coming in. That was great discussion. Thank you to Batman. Thank you to Tevia for coming through. Thanks for Snyder Queen. Matt, Retro Nerd Girl.
We love you, Snyder Queen.
Lawrence, Dave.
Yeah, I know.
Batman.
I know Snyder Queen. She had a very funny comment. They were going to give a solo movie to Keaton instead of Affleck.
Yeah. Also, I would like to thank a member, Spider-Man. Obviously, Nick. Also, I would like to thank Davis and everyone else in the chat. I've been your host. Taladia Plays, and this has been. You guys say your outro.
Stay heroic.
Yep.
Excelsior.